Hello everybody, welcome to the Redmen TV. Here I am once again reacting to breaking, disappointing, heartbreaking news. And this time around, it's the fact that it's been confirmed Andy Robertson will be bringing the curtain down on his Liverpool career at the end of the season. He's spoken to the football club through the official channels, and he's decided that this is going to be it. This is the final farewell to what has been an absolutely unbelievable time at Liverpool Football Club for Andy Robertson. What a servant. Like this one, listen, the Mohamed Salah one a fortnight ago was brutal in his own way. Of course it was, because he's been nothing short of sensational himself in terms of the goals and the numbers and the service that he's provided. But there's something about Andy Robertson and that sort of working class hero type rise and the journey that it took for him to get to Liverpool and to get to the very, very pinnacle, which he absolutely did. And then some. He came, he saw, he conquered at Liverpool, as they say, and all for 8 million quid, which in today's money in football terms is nothing. Like an absolute bargain, value for money. Doesn't even do it justice, to be honest with you. He has been a remarkable footballer for Liverpool and human being as well. Beyond that, you know, he's obviously recently took the mantle of being the vice captain, and I think he took that on exceptionally well as well in incredibly difficult circumstances given what happened last summer. We know how close he was to Diogo as well, but yeah, he's announced he will be leaving. I've read through briefly his statement before jumping on this video to speak to you all, and he speaks about the fact that he's got very few regrets, which I think is perfectly understandable, once again, given the levels and the heights that he's reached in terms of his performances and in terms of what he's achieved since he arrived at the football club as well. But he has decided that this is now the right moment in his life, in his career, to move on to pastures new. It'll be interesting to see what that looks like, of course. That will all come further down the line in terms of the conversations. There's obviously the romantic return to Scotland, and maybe I think Celtic's always been kind of on his mind, that maybe he'd enjoy the final days of his football time up there. But again, we'll wait and see. Obviously there was stuff in January, like Atletico Madrid were rumoured, and obviously Spurs interest came late in the day as well. So yeah, all I can really say about Andy Robertson is thank you for everything he's brought to this football club, because once again, he's another of the dynasty of players, really, the absolute heart and soul of what we're able to achieve down the years. Obviously, double-time Premier League winner, Champions League success, domestic trophies left, right and centre, obviously Club World Cup as well, and he has been inspirational in all of that. Obviously, coupled with his fellow fullback partner over on the other side, Trent, the assists, the numbers they were putting up from left back and right back respectively were absolutely off the charts. And not only, you know, the football side of things with Robertson, I can't help but bring it back to the personality, the character, because I've been fortunate enough, and I mean fortunate enough, to be in some training sessions and to sort of be privy to some of what goes on in and around them. And I was only selling to somebody the other day, actually. I was speaking about it. I can't remember who it was or where it was, but in one of the training sessions in particular during pre-season last year, he was literally the only voice. Like, and that's not to be disrespectful to the others, but all I can recall from that session is Andy Robertson just keeping everybody ticking over, keeping the standards high, having a cheeky pop at people as well. I remember him having a little slide dig at Rio. It was all very jovial, and it was all very, you know, good-humoured. But it's just him. He was the heartbeat, for want of a better expression, of that entire session, and we're going to miss that. My God, are we going to miss that? And sometimes this season, we've been crying out for more leadership. I think, for what it's worth, the handing over the baton at left back came a little bit prematurely. That's a bit of benefit of hindsight a little bit, but I did kind of think at the time as well, earlier on this season. Now, Milos Kerkez has come into his own, I think, in Liverpool shirt, and probably is now deserving of the number one left back berth. But I do think we've been crying out for a little bit of Robertson type leadership, because it's been few and far between this time around when we've had difficult circumstances and adversity and setbacks. I think Robertson could have been a good character and personality to have around to try and pull us through, because he's very sort of in the same mould as James Milner and Jordan Henderson and those that have gone before. But yeah, ultimately, like I said right at the top, he's been an absolutely phenomenal Liverpool player. We've got a rich array of Liverpool Scots down the years, and he's right up there with the best of them in terms of the pantheon, in terms of the annals of history. Will be very, very kind to Andy Robertson's Liverpool time, because in terms of trophies, in terms of individual performances, in terms of how he's carried himself throughout. Nothing to say in terms of negativity around him. Absolutely unbelievable. Not a single word have I got in my vocabulary to sort of suggest that Andy Robertson's ever put a foot wrong in Liverpool Football Club. He's made mistakes on the way on the pitch, of course he has. But my God, he's done it with immense professionalism, immense pride, and he's given everything. That was something else. He's put his heart and soul into his time at Liverpool, and I just cannot suggest otherwise. And if any footballer does that for this club, that'll do for me. Like, I just simply cannot fault him. Been an absolute pleasure watching him do it as well. And it's been an interesting ride again. I mentioned earlier on his journey to Liverpool, and even his time at Liverpool didn't get off to the greatest possible start. Like, he was sort of in and out the team a little bit. It felt like Jurgen just sort of kept him waiting and almost made him earn his place. But then once he got his place, he never looked back, did he? Like, he made that shirt his own and then just excelled time and time again. And when he has had a little bit of competition, when he has had people come in and maybe Kostas Tsimikas especially obviously try and push him for his shirt and make him earn it all over again, he's done it time and time again, just through sheer grit, sheer determination, and ultimately above all else, sheer quality and class. So yeah, it's a sad day when anybody who's given as much as Andy Robertson has done to the football club decides that his time's up and it's time to move on. And this is one of them days, unfortunately, another one of those days in what's becoming all too commonplace. We've lost some serious legends in the past few years, and another one's on the way as well. As much as I felt this was inevitable, and it seemed like it was heading in this direction for a little while now, when it was confirmed 15, 20 minutes ago, whatever it was, my heart did sink a little bit, I'm not going to lie to you, because I love Robbo. I absolutely love Robbo. One of my all-time Liverpool favourites, I think. Just because of everything he's brought and how he's done it. Just top class. Top professional legend. Liverpool legend. I can't say any more than that. And listen, in terms of life moving on and Liverpool Football Club moving on, because that's what it does, it'll be interesting to see how we look to replace him. I think he's irreplaceable in terms of his experience and his leadership qualities, to be honest. And again, that just sheer will and sheer sort of force of personality, force of nature that he is in that sense. But in terms of squad role, Kostas Tsimikas may well come back in from his Rome alone, and we'll see what the landscape of that is. There's obviously youngsters waiting in the wings as well, like Zoran Beck, Callum Scanlon, Luke Chambers, et al. It'll be interesting to see if they force a way into the reckoning when it comes to backing up Milos Kerkez. But that's for another day. For the here and now, Andy Robertson, thank you. Like, I don't thank professional footballers very often on YouTube videos because you're probably never going to see it, but it feels necessary this time around because, again, said it early on, 8 million quid from Hull City, relegated Hull City. Nobody could have foreseen what came after that. Andy Robertson, working class lad, worked his way up. Some of the tweets from back, and that's the other side of it. I didn't think I've mentioned. I said the word personality a few times. What a funny fella! Like, just hilarious. Like, what I think we'd all want to be if we somehow made it to that sort of level of footballer. Just stuck to himself, his own roots. Never really forgotten where he came from initially. I've been in a few different circumstances in terms of the charity stuff that he does. Just a properly good human being who just happened to be boss at being a left back as well. So yeah, Andy Robbo, what a man, what a footballer. And I'm now what I will say is, I said this when I did the Salah one the other week, I'm pleased we know now. I don't like the fact it's come to this, and I don't like the fact he has to go. Although Father Time obviously waits for no man. But at least we get to celebrate him. At least we get to chant his name and just enjoy the fact we achieved so much together and he brought so much to us for a good few weeks. It'll start Saturday against Fulham. It'll carry on into next week against PSG, etc., etc., etc. One more derby. Maybe you can laugh at the Blues once more. Who knows? Have a little pop at Pickford. Let's see what we can do, Robbo. But once again, unbelievable servant, unbelievable footballer. I'm done.